One of the greatest truths in the universe, one of the guiding principles, brothers and sisters, is no pain, no gain. And now I see your face that you're like, man, get the hell out of here. I heard it a trillion times. This is a damn broken record. And I know, brother, so let me extend on this and talk about the actual point, because this is BS. So throughout the last 30 days, I took on the challenge for running every single God-given day. I've been trying to orient my runs to the morning, but the point is that I've been running every single day, despite of the circumstances. And so the circumstances were the following. There were a few days when it was fucking cold, -5 degrees and below. I'm talking in Celsius, metric. There have been days when I didn't have calories in my system, so I was like kind of dying. I got days when I was close to depression. I got days when I was underslept. There were days when I was overslept. But the point being is that throughout the last 30 days I've been running every single day. Sorry, I'd be lying. No. I had one day when I've done burpees for more than an hour, which for me, due to my current fitness level, is harder than running, so I would count as running too. That was definitely way more challenging to me than running. And so throughout the last 30 days, I've been taking on this challenge of running and putting myself into the situation for being discomfortable. And I've been working out pretty much every day since the last 8 months, more than 8 months. But the point over here is that I put on running so therefore I can just simply see what the actual, because this is the most this is the hardest exercise for me, the most challenging exercise for me, especially to come out and run. In the gym it's perhaps easier, but to come out here because it's cold and so on and so forth. And so, brothers and sisters, what I wanted to share is that something, when you're taking on this challenge and when you're taking on a challenge to stick with something no matter what, something starts to form inside of you, brother. And so you will just simply build up some kind of an unbreakable bond inside your mind, which will be that, man, I'm just simply getting out there and getting the running session done. And so throughout these days I really figured out that this had become my everything, you know. Without running, I just simply got to a place that, man, I just have to run. And I had like very blue and dark moments, and I was like, after running, everything was like clear and on set. And so, brothers and sisters, I just wanted to talk over here about persistency, discipline, and how this can really change up someone's life. Because I would like to reflect back to my days when I was disoriented, disorganized, and even more so, had this idea in the back of my mind that if I cannot face something, I'd be just leaning back and I'd be just like letting it go, and somehow it will be solved. And so something switched inside of me, and I would say that the biggest switch is that nowadays I'm not letting those things go, but up until they're not solved, I'm not able to rest. And so up until the thing is not solved, so for example in my business, is if a client has some kind of a problem, we'll have to deal with that. It's like, man, I have to solve that thing. If a process is not good, if a process has any kind of a problem, I have to fix that as soon as possible. Like, I cannot even sleep, I cannot even eat if that thing is not fixed. In my personal life too, if I done something which is not solved, I have to fix that. For example, today I'm traveling back home for holidays, and yesterday I had a conversation with my brother, and he was like, man, like, since I'm a minimalist, I'm not buying suitcase for the plane, bro. I'm not buying a suitcase for the plane, bro. I don't need shit. Like, I'm bringing my laptop, but that's it, bro. That's it. I don't need shit, you know. And so he was like, man, like I need a suitcase. And I was like, man, like, not because of the freaking money, but because of my freaking principles. I'm not buying a suitcase because you're supposed to be being able to select all this shit. And so after that, the point is that I just simply had this thing in my mind. Man, like, something is not organized. So I wake up today, and I was like, man, I have to solve it. I was like, bro, how big of a backpack you need? This, okay, bro, fine. Like, I don't care. We have to solve the things. The actual mental clarity and the actual peace of mind worth way more than any kind of money. And so the point over here being is that me now, I'm just simply not able to rest if I don't have a problem that is not solved, that I couldn't be facing that. And not necessarily the problem, but actually this stress that I haven't facing that thing. The point is not actually for the problem to be necessarily solved, but me facing the thing. And so if I don't face the thing, I'm like, man, like I have to do that. I cannot rest. I'm from that place. I'm in that place. And so this thing hugely coming from running and putting myself under the uncomfortable situations. And so this is something that is growing me, and I do believe that growing every single human being who are willing to take on this challenge, take on such challenge, to go out there and participate in the activities which are discomfortable. Running, cold shower, sometimes meditation, reading, working out. And so this is actually something that is growing and growing inside of us, brothers. And now with this mentality and attitude, I also realized that a year ago, I've been thinking about business, that I have this financial goal, I'll be honest with you, to make $100,000 a month. To build up a business that is generating me $100,000 a month profit, like personal profits, owner profits, if you will say. And a year ago, I've been thinking about it. Man, like, I don't know if it's possible. So I've been about to figure out if this thing is possible. So I've been watching YouTube video after YouTube video, reading book about book, so therefore I can figure out that whether this thing is possible or not. And so nowadays, I'm not thinking about that. I'm thinking about how that thing is possible with my current knowledge, with my current resources, with my skills. How the damn hell is that thing possible for me? Not for another guy who wrote a book about it and figured out for himself. Not another guy who shoot a YouTube video about that and figured out how that thing is working for him. But how could this thing be working for me? It's not about whether weight loss is possible or not, whether going through this running session is possible or not. It's like, man, how can I do that? How can I do that? And nowadays too, I'm approaching every single problem in my business, not like letting that thing go, but I'm like, man, you're a resentful piece of shit. You have to face that thing, chunk down the damn problem and solve that. So for example, we have a process, and perhaps it looks like a huge problem, but if I'm facing that, and if I'm meditating on it for a week, for example, I'm figuring out that, bro, like this looks like a huge problem, but we'll have many sub problems under it. Meaning that I have to chunk this down. Like, okay, so here we have a problem with the sourcing process, but inside the sourcing process we have a problem with the copy because these people do not understand this. Blah, 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 blah. Chunking down to 16 sub problems and now solving every single piece of them. And so the actual switch is that not like, man, can I solve it or not? How can I solve it? What kind of an effort do I have to put in to solve it? So just to phrase it up and talk and ramp it up to ramp up the meaning for you, because I've been philosophing over here to you. That the actual point is that now I'm not thinking about whether I can do that or not. I'm thinking of, bro, do I want to put in the effort to solve that thing or not? Because I can fucking do that. Whatever it might be, whatever I have to solve, I will be solving that, bro. I will be solving that. Like, there cannot be a problem that I cannot solve. And this is coming from from facing myself every single day and facing the freaking challenge. Because I know that if I can go to the most damn discomfortable thing that I can put myself under, which is still healthy, I mean, like, not to get into some BS, you know, like hurt yourself and put yourself in like some masochistic shit. I'm like, you know, cold showers, that's like normal, like uncomfortableness. Now, if now that I'm putting myself under that, I can just know clearly about myself, bro. Like, I can do anything, I can solve everything. And so this is the place over here, whether you believe it or not, that this whole thing is growing. This is the actual damn place, brother, running every single God-given day. So I just wanted to talk about this, brothers, and I do hope that you also have a kind of a exercise routine which is putting you out of your comfort zone, so therefore you can grow every single day. Brothers and sisters, no pain, no gain. Let me be let me be the last one who's ever using this, because this is a freaking bad broken record. Love.